Welcome back to another episode of Waiting for Players. I'm Adam.
I'm Peter.
I'm John, Adam, and Josh.
You're always so many. So many people.
I can take a lot. I've got a lot of
He
gravity.
absorbs the personality of the absentees.
I am most, if not all.
Just while they're gone, or do you save a little bit for yourself?
I mean, Kirby can't keep all that in, right?
No.
So you eat them?
I swallow them.
Or No Face. Maybe you're No Face.
What's No Face?
From Spirited Away.
Never seen it.
Good movie.
Final Fantasy?
No,
Miyazaki.
Oh, that's Spirits Within.
Yeah.
That was wholly horrible.
I personally like it, but that's
that
just
was
me.
that was the one where there was like spirits inside the earth or something, right? I kind of like that one too.
Yeah.
It's all about Advent Children.
Advent Children's really good.
That one was better.
Advent Children also suffers from that, like, this is a really weird story.
Yeah. Most Final Fantasy, like, once you take a deep dive into the stories, you're like, this is kind of weird.
I have never actually played through a Final Fantasy game, like all the way through it. To the end, so
I've only played through 10 and what's the one that Ed played? The one with lightning? Is that 12 or 13?
I think it's 12.
Yeah, one of those two.
That was definitely 12 with the Paragon shifts and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. For you video watchers, you can see that I got my Link tattoo finished as I hit the mic.
Don't get your weird Josh goo.
It's at the lotion stage now, so it's fine.
Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's got that old
It's not
special brand
it's not
of
oozing anymore.
of the goo.
It looks really, really nice though.
I mean, come on, whoever's had a tattoo, you know, like the first 2 days, you're goopy.
Yes. Yes.
You just had a needle drug across your skin and insert ink into your dermis.
Everything that you end up touching.
Yep.
I feel like if you had a tattoo on your ass, would it just be like a really extreme case of swamp ass? Like it's now on your cheek.
I have those regularly anyways. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But the Link tattoo is awesome, and maybe I'll show the stream. Maybe I showed the stream on Monday.
It is very, very awesome looking.
Thanks.
I like it too.
Let's put my Link up against your space, and we'll see who wins.
I didn't realize it was a competition.
Space wins. It's always
So
I want to talk to you guys about digital protection and how to protect your identity on the internet. One of those ways is to make sure you have complex passwords along with maybe not your actual name as a username.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you shouldn't have your actual name. I actually commit quite a I don't know, security sin in putting my Gmail as my name and my birth date and at gmail.com.
Oh yeah, I've got
right there somebody has my full name and the year of my birth.
One of my credit card passwords has the year of my birth in it, but not anything else, and then another one has my first name in it. So you sometimes make that sin without really thinking about it.
You
too
realize
much.
it way later, and you're like, well, I'm just still using this email address.
Yeah.
So, you know.
So one of the worst things you can do is have your password and username be admin.
Yeah.
Or admin password.
Most people...
Or guest, or those jokes that they make in Archer when like they're like, have you tried guest and it works?
Yeah.
That's the joke.
I mean, think about it this way: when you buy a wireless router nowadays, they usually don't come with just default passwords like that anymore. They make you go in and change the password.
Yep.
Because it was way too easy. Anybody could just access it before, and you knew it was going to be admin password, or in the case of the Equifax story that we're talking about, admin. But I do want to bring up one thing. You said, like, what can you do to protect yourself? Unfortunately, this is a very good example of no matter how good your passwords are, no matter how much you do to protect yourself, other people holding your information might screw it up.
Yeah.
So what we're getting into, we've been beating around the bush, but Equifax, one of the 3 credit companies, was recently hacked. 143 million accounts or users were affected across the United States. That was like the big story. Then the next day, there was a follow-up story about Venezuela or Argentina. Argentina's branch of Equifax, their password and account name was admin. What?
Yeah.
It was for one of their internal websites, but that's like a big big no.
Yeah.
You delete that shit once it's out of testing. You leave that in there so people can look at what you've done, and then you delete it
before it's actually being deployed, or you know,
So there was less risk than it like being actually effective, but still that shows a level of carelessness that, especially a company of this size that's in charge of this much.
Right. It holds all this people's information that nobody asked them to have your information.
I mean, they're literally calculating your future prospects over there with your credit score. I mean,
yeah. So there's Equifax, and I don't remember the other two.
TransUnion and Experian.
Yeah,
okay.
so
those three are the three main ones.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to get a credit check, Equifax is one of those three. So for people in the United States, at least, I think that's an important thing. Right? It's a problem.
They could destroy your life if they wanted to. You know.
And so like they have your social security number, they have your address, they have most of your phone numbers, any aliases. Like credit is your life.
Yeah, they have all your past employment history, at least most of it.
Yeah. I think it's up to like 10 years. Yep. They know who you owe money to.
Yeah.
Like if you've ever had anything go to collections, they'll know that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Your house, your car, everything.
Absolutely, yeah.
What's even more fucked up is that they took 2 weeks. What is it, 2 weeks or 6 weeks to disclose the leak?
I thought it was 2 weeks.
I think it was 2, yeah.
To disclose the leak, in which time 3 top executives of the company sold $2+ million of stock in the company. Mm-hmm. So, which is very suspicious and is the definition of
insider trading.
Trading. Yeah.
Martha Stewart went to jail for it. So, I just want to know like what's gonna happen. Fucking nothing. Mm-hmm. I bet you nothing.
I mean, it took a lot to get Martha Stewart under the thumb for that.
Yeah, and there were people that were like, "Oh, we'll take the fall," but some prosecutor, someone was like, "No, we want Stewart."
Stewart's going down.
Well, it's no secret that you should protect yourself in the digital age. It's also no secret anymore. Maybe what Bethesda was working on.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly. Do we know that?
We don't know, but
they were working on transitions.
Yeah. So now it has been announced that Bethesda will be bringing Doom and Wolfenstein 2 to the Nintendo Switch, which is cool because they didn't say we're going to bring Oblivion to the Nintendo Switch or Elder Scrolls or whatever.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like there's gonna have to be so many compromises on Doom to run on the Switch.
Oh my god, yeah.
I mean, first off, maximum 30 frames per second. No question of
sucks.
that. If that's even obtainable.
Like, well, I think they had 4K textures in the PC release of Doom.
Yeah.
So I'd imagine they're going to be either running a mixture of 1024 and 2048 size textures for most of their stuff instead of the full resolution ones that it was released with.
People are like, I saw people like been having frame rate issues or have had frame rate issues with the Zelda game, like quite a bit. Mm-hmm. So I mean that's Nintendo's in-house, you know.
Yeah.
That game should be best optimized out of anything. So.
And that's why it's like usually easier, especially for the indie developers, to be making things for the PC because there's very few compromises that really need to be made in order to get the game fully released.
Sure.
But if you're working on another platform, you have to make a ton of compromises, and I feel like Switch is probably the console with the most compromises.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool if you. I mean,
also, yeah, you have to fall under the guys or the gaze of Nintendo too. So I wonder. Are they going to cut any corners graphics wise? Not graphics wise, but like gore wise.
Yeah, they the Star Wars game. What was Star Wars Force Unleashed 2? They had to like make compromises on gameplay because remember that in that you had to like pull down a battle cruiser from out of the
that's
sky.
In the first one. Yeah.
And then they changed it in the
really?
Nintendo. Yeah, the way that the way that it looked because they had to make a bunch of graphical compromises in order to get the scene into the game.
Terrible.
So there was some small gameplay decisions.
So like some of the best parts of Doom are when you knock them around, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do the
brutalities.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's Mortal Kombat.
And I feel like the qualities in on that are the quality of those animations is really slick as it is now.
And it's important, right? That's it's like the thing.
It is the thing for sure. That's what distinguishes Doom 2016 from any of the other Dooms.
Sure, because otherwise it's just big guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they took a page from God of War, and I think everybody's pretty happy about it. So
yeah.
I mean, I guess I was gonna say it's cool if that all it's all you have is a Switch, right? Like at least you're gonna get to play it.
But I would recommend playing it on different.
If you have any other option, you should go with the other option.
You should just go with a PC option.
Yeah.
Because we know that looks great.
We do. Before we step away from this, so this is probably not the secret Bethesda project. This is just
Fuck, I would hope not. Josh and I were discussing in our internal waiting for players chat, and then I said that would be like the lamest secret project that you could ever have.
Right.
And we got amens all around. It's just, I really hope not.
I hope not either. I hope not too.
Because when you hear Bethesda secret and project, mouth waters slightly, you know. But when it's
do you remember what I said? Like, it would really blow me away if Nintendo was like, "Here, you get all our development, go." I would totally play a Samus game developed by Bethesda.
Yeah,
that'd be like
definitely.
the first Bethesda game I played.
The newest kind of Metroid.
Yeah.
Nice.
But before we go away from that, I needed to mention, and we've been neglecting this because it's me that does the news, but the Injustice 2 has been releasing more and more characters. They went through round 1 and they added 3 new comic characters and then Sub-Zero. Now they're going through and adding 3 new comic characters and Raiden, and the Raiden stuff just came out.
Nice.
It's really cool, dude. I think you'd dig it.
Nice.
Raiden is always cool.
Right?
What comic characters are they adding?
So they've added Black Manta and Red Hood and Sub-Zero in one of them. Then the next one they added, oh god.
I gotta see the moves from Red Hood, man. I think that would be fucking dope.
Now you're making me look it up. So far they've added Red Hood, Starfire, Sub-Zero, Raiden, Black Manta, Spawn.
Nice.
Spawn's coming. They announced Hellboy.
Awesome.
And I shit a brick because Hellboy's not a DC property.
Right.
So I can't wait to see his reveal.
Is that a Marvel property or?
It's Dark Horse.
Dark Horse.
Well, it's Mike Mignola's property, and Dark Horse publishes it.
Gotcha.
But yeah, some of these guys are fucking dope. They look really good. Black Manta's brutal, but Raiden's final special I'll have to show you after the show, man. That's fucking sick.
I've always loved all of Raiden's fatalities.
Yeah.
Like incinerating things is kind of that's my flow right there.
Yeah. Moving on though, PubG took over Dota 2's claim as the most played game
on Steam. Which
Very
is not
nice.
really that surprising to me. I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, Dota's got according to these numbers, peak today 766,687 for Dota 2, and player unknown having 1,305,536. So
that's quite a bit.
It is quite a bit. I mean,
and that's just current players though.
That's just
Right.
It's like not. So that's pretty cool. Like Dota has this like legacy. It's not like you may dethrone it from most played at the time, but it's gonna have this following for the rest of its life.
Yeah.
Right.
I gotta point out though, there's another name on this list that's way more interesting to me. H1Z1, King of the Kill, 82,643. 82,643 versus 1,300,000. That's how far it's fallen from grace.
Yeah.
That's so far. And they were at PAX this year. They had it stay. I didn't even go look at it.
I played it a few times.
Yeah.
Just because the line, you could get through it in like 10 minutes. So.
Okay.
And they didn't care if you played a couple rounds and shit like that. If you died, you just kept sitting there playing. Yeah.
Is it terrible?
It's not. I don't know. It's not that bad, but I don't play PUBG, so I can't like compare it to.
So my analogy for the game is that when I was playing Xbox One, there was the first Tom Clancy Ghost Recon game.
Yeah, Rainbow Six.
And they had an arcade version where you would move around faster and shoot and jump and stuff like that. That, to me, is exactly what H1Z1 is. It's a really arcadey version of
PUBG.
A tactical shooter, and
I can see that for sure. In fact, even the guy in the booth when I first went through to play it, he was like asking me if I'd played it before and stuff like that. You know, he never said PUBG or anything like that. I never said anything by name. He's just like, if you're familiar with like the other the other game.
They're
like
probably
this,
not allowed to even say it. I wouldn't.
But he described this one as a like what did he say? Like a faster action, easy to pick up kind of version of it. You know,
Yeah.
easier to pick up kind of version.
There's a vanilla version of that game.
So dumbed down, I guess,
Yeah.
would be
Yeah, I mean, I never
simplified a bit. You know,
I never enjoyed playing it personally, but
I'm not
I had
surprised
fun.
PUBG's overtaking anyone. You know,
no.
yeah.
I'm not surprised. It's such a popular game.
I had fun with it, but like I said, I've never really played PUBG. So other than what we played here a little bit and stuff, you know,
They've got a lot of work still to do on the game. I'm really curious how a lot of that game's going to pan out, and especially the competitive. They're really trying to make it an esport, but there's some functional problems with that. Like, I mean, they have 100 people playing in a match. What are the shoutcasters going to do? How are they going to zoom in on players? Like, there's so much going on that you're, no matter how much time you spend looking around and moving around, you're going to miss a ton of activity.
right?
I feel like they need to shrink it for competitive play, but
Do like
it'll be
like
interesting to see how
25 people person matches or something
instead
like
of
that.
100. I know that they have been doing smaller ones, like at the Invitational there were smaller groups, but I think that needs to get even smaller. Yeah, PUBG, good game.
I will forever be a fan of Google, mostly because it's the powerhouse that just won't quit. But
You should be a fan of it. Also be a little leery, right?
sure,
Like,
because it
just-
has everything about
yeah.
it. That's why I still to this day never sign in to do searches.
I stay signed in most of the time.
I do, but I don't give them a free pass, though. I kind of did, I guess, subconsciously for a while. I'm like, oh, it's Google. They can data mine. That's fine. But now I'm more like, Google, cut the shit out.
Okay, well, so as maybe shady as you guys think it is, or as whatever, I think it made a strive towards the good today as they announced that Chrome 64 will have an option to get rid of autoplay
On audio media, which is really cool.
You know
Right.
those websites that you used to really like, because they gave you good news, like good news stories and articles and stuff? Well, they suck now because all their stuff autoplays. It's like MySpace.
And it always seems to like play a few seconds in, right? Like
Right.
you've already started reading into the article a
And
little
then
bit,
you're like,
and all of a sudden, boom, yeah.
I just don't like that frantic search where you're like, where the fuck are you? Where are you?
That's what I like about. That's what I do like about Mozilla is like there's a there's a sound thing that shows you which tab is.
You can do that.
playing sound.
Yeah.
That's
well, you
really
can't
cool.
do that on Internet Explorer or on
No.
Microsoft Edge.
No,
or
yeah.
Safari. So fuck them.
Yeah, but that's definitely useful. I mute tabs a lot
All the time.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So it looks like there's a released roadmap for how they're going to implement this. It looks like September this year. It's going to be the site muting is going to be available on Chrome 63 beta, and then October 17, site muting available on Chrome 63 stable. Autoplay policies available for Chrome 63 Canary and Dev. Then December 2017, autoplay policies available for 64 beta, and then in January 2018, the autoplay policy available on 64 stable. So we'll see the fully available feature January next year.
Right.
So, and I think that they'll probably, the word policies, they're probably going to be doing a whitelist so that you can control what sites can and can't play audio. Like, you obviously wouldn't, I think I would want SoundCloud to maybe play immediately because that's the reason I'm fucking there. But, you know, there may be
Well, you
some
still, as far as I know, you still have to initiate SoundCloud.
That being said, yeah, you can still press a play button. Like, I'd prefer that than autoplay.
Yeah.
Anywhere, but I get it. Like, you know, like you going through Facebook and all their videos autoplay now and stuff.
Well,
so.
they also, you can set that in your profile settings. and
Right,
stuff.
you can. Well, yeah, I've changed. Yeah, you can change it where the audio doesn't play,
Yeah.
where it stays muted or whatever.
But like the first time they did it, and it's like, whoa, I'm on the bus. Hey, look at my
Yeah.
phone. I'm on Facebook. Anyway, January 2018 might be the day that I switch from Mozilla to.
yeah,
Wait,
you
you're
think
still on
that's
Mozilla?
I'm on Mozilla. I'm on Mozilla right now.
I go back and forth. I think they both have their purposes. So
For a long time there, when I used to be exclusively Mozilla, but then there was a really strange unresolved bug that Mozilla had for years with NVIDIA graphics card while browsing. My Windows NVIDIA driver would crap out, and then my display would turn off and come back on.
Really?
And it was like that for months, even after updating my driver and updating Mozilla, so I had to change.
yeah.
Not that I don't like Mozilla or anything, but...
No, I was the same way. I used Firefox forever, and it was something, I forget what. I was having some issues with Firefox, and I was like, screw it, I'll just try Chrome, and I've used Chrome since then.
Yeah, I think it's
Mostly.
when it's uploading stuff like some of our content. I've had to use Chrome
was,
twice to upload some of our stuff. Just
but then
because
there's some stuff like that RSS feed I have to access with Firefox.
Yeah.
So
it's weird, right?
Yeah. I just keep them both installed. It's not that.
I've got them both too, but
Chrome is my default browser though.
Yeah, I might main to Chrome in January.
According to Microsoft Edge, it will save you 33.3% of your memory usage if you use Edge, and your battery life.
That being said, you were saying how you don't stay signed in.
Yeah.
And that's one of the benefits I like with Chrome is that I stay signed in on both my devices, so I can access the tabs that I was using on my computer on my phone. And the history
awesome.
and stuff.
Can you use Chrome applications if you don't have Chrome?
All Android
Chrome
devices
Remote,
use Chrome,
for example.
Chrome
Remote, like the extension.
I don't know.
Chrome Remote Desktop. Anyway, I'm just curious whether or not you actually need, if there's another application that doesn't install Chrome but allows you to still have the Google applications on your computer. But
I don't know.
I'll find out later. Not that important.
We got two more stories to get through. One of them is our great president,
Ronald Bumps.
Yeah, he is making strides towards internet acceptance and international cooperation, one stupid speech at a time.
Is it even a speech if it comes from Twitter?
If you say it like Stephen Colbert, then yes, it is.
Oh my God.
I have missed him being gone, from his the Late Show has been gone for a while because he's been doing stuff.
Hasn't it been back? I thought it was back.
I didn't see anything uploaded to YouTube in days, so.
Maybe it's
What was the tweet though, Peter?
Well, so I'm gonna try to read this without cracking up.
Yeah.
Loser terrorists must be dealt with in a much tougher manner. Loser terrorists. The internet is their main recruitment tool, which we must cut off and use better, because he knows how to use the internet. These are sick and demented people who are in the sights of Scotland Yard. He said that.
The travel ban in the United States should be far larger and tougher and more specific, but stupidly, that would not be politically correct.
Is there really a hyphen between? Is that specific button?
It's specific, and then it's he's trying. It's a writing technique. You break that there to call attention to the next word.
Gotcha. Okay.
But it's a tweet, right? So
yeah.
So he has to use that sparingly. I know.
140 characters.
Idiot. I don't know. He said he would ask Bill Gates to close up the internet to stop it being used by ISIS. First of all, that's the wrong guy. Bill Gates has no control over the internet.
Not at all. I don't think he ever did.
There's not one source to shut it down.
There isn't. Yeah. You'd have to ask everybody to just stop communicating with each other.
You'd have to have the ISPs shut it down.
He has to get a CEO in on this. Or an ex-CEO.
Just for fun.
Yeah.
He's just Bill Gates knows what he's doing. I would be alarmed if Bill Gates knew enough how to shut off the internet. He needs a network admin or something along those lines, and not Bill Gates. But he just needs those CEOs. He could trust him.
Yeah.
Even though his whole cabinet of CEOs stopped talking to him, but. Whatever.
But they're all stand behind him. Anyway, I wanted to point out how our commander-in-chief is how we stop the is? We use the internet. We turn it off.
We turn off
Shut
the
down
whole
the
fucking internet.
Because there's terrorists there.
Yeah.
Because fuck the internet.
Anyway, let's end on a high note, and this is a sorrowful high note.
Wait.
Okay.
We missed one little bit from that.
Okay, go ahead. I'd hate to give him more time, but go ahead.
I'd hate giving him more time, but there was one more important thing where he, I gotta find it here. He called anyone that complained, foolish. Yeah, there it is. We have to talk to them about maybe in certain areas closing the internet up in some ways. Somebody will say, "Oh, freedom of speech, freedom of speech." These are foolish people. That I think is highly ignorant comment.
I hate our president so much. Let's
moving on.
Let's say a fond farewell to that grand old ship, Cassini. Oh. Her and her Huygens fetus that she dropped on Titan, they have ended their lives.
Huygens has been dead for a while.
Yeah, I know. Said fetus.
Poor little guy.
70 minutes, I believe, after
72 minutes or
after
something
landing,
like that. Yeah.
the battery died, and then that was expected.
That is not a lot of time.
No.
No. But I mean, it was launched in '92. 93?
97?
97.
Yeah.
There we go. That's still a long time. I mean, battery technology may or may not have improved since then. But
It was a 7-year journey, so the battery... Well, I guess it would have been powered by Cassini at that point.
Yeah.
If you had a satellite or a ship made from nanotechnology and then information improved on Earth, maybe you could send a signal out to it and then it like reconfigures itself to be newer and more efficient. It's like just rebuild your whole battery to this design. It's better. Good job, Cassini, but too bad.
It was a partnership between 3 different space agencies, and actually, if you go check out Science Nights as a special goodbye episode to Cassini. But we also love space over on this here show, so we want to wave fond farewell to that.
Everybody should love space.
Yes, absolutely. Bye, Cassini.
You should care about space.
Also, 400,000 pictures coming from Cassini. Footage of Saturn we've never seen before. A hexagonal storm pattern on top of Saturn that blows my mind.
Yeah.
There's just so much, right?
Discovered moons that we would have never known about. Or at least
flying
wouldn't have known about for a
through
while.
the plumes of Enceladus.
Yeah.
All that good stuff.
Yeah, it completely changed our idea on life in the solar system.
Yep, and everything.
Uh-huh.
That's all I've got then, boys.
Yeah, I think that's gonna do it for us.
We never said where John or Adam were, except in me.
You swallowed them. Is
Yeah, gulp.
They're working their way out right now.
John's in Switzerland.
That's true.
We know that much. Adam is
eating delicious sausages.
Yeah, that
and
look like
fried
poops.
cheese, which oh my god.
But the most delicious poop you've ever seen.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like,
No. It was actually a sausage roll.
Yeah.
Which threw me off.
I hope he's having a good beer with every meal. You're in Switzerland.
Yeah, you should, kick
that
yourself
or
in the nuts if you're not doing that.
That
Or
and
you-
45-cent Red Bulls.
Yeah.
Red Bulls.
That's the most generic looking label I've ever seen. It just said energy drink in a white square with the volume.
Did it say like budget on it or
Yeah,
something?
no, and then it was just like green with some like white stripes in it or something. It was very generic looking.
So hey, on the video, my camera froze and a very cheesy look of me. So like my camera's just frozen, the camera turned off. It looks like.
Well,
Is
if
it one
it's
of those
shitty,
epic?
I'll put up a logo or something. But...
I'm in motion. You can see I'm in motion.
I love those because whenever you blink, it looks in real time. It looks like they're closing at the same time, but they're really not. And so you get those awesome like drunk looks where one eye is slightly more close. Than the other.
And it's great if someone's in the middle of talking too.
Yeah, yeah. I've gotten a couple of those pictures with my mom, and she loves them.
That or like you can get just freeze frame a show in the middle of like in the middle of a fucking sentence on someone or something like that. You get them good. Anyway.
Yeah, I think we should say bye.
Yeah, be sure to check out
Science.
Be sure to check out Science Nights this week. We have a man from JPL. It'll be out tomorrow, and the stream this week was Orcs Must Die Unchained. Better check that out too.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.